Following a training program is day one shit. If you're gonna go to the effort of putting on your shoes, brushing your teeth, getting to the gym, warming up, and then staring at your gym crush, you may as well make sure you're actually following a program so you're not wasting your time whilst you're there. Look, if you don't care about making progress, or you train purely for enjoyment and stress relief, or if you are unbelievably lucky and can somehow make gains without progressive overload, then by all means skip this video. But if you even remotely care about making sure that the 3 to 13 hours you spend each week going to the gym, then maybe it's worthwhile hearing me out. Not following a training program is like trying to navigate from one side of a foreign country to the other without using the Maps app on your iPhone. You might get there eventually, but probably not. You'll most definitely make a lot of wrong turns along the way, and I'm guessing unless you're into, say, hourly meditation, you're gonna lose your mind with frustration. That is what training without a program, thinking you can just make things up as you go along, is actually like. And here is why you should never do that. Clarity. How much time do you waste in the gym when you walk in there without knowing what you're doing? 2 minutes? 10 minutes? Now, add that up over the course of a year, and you've probably just cost yourself somewhere in the realm of 10 or 20 training sessions. Having a program simplifies this process and gives you a very simple to-do list to tick off every single time you set foot in the gym. Get in, get the job done, and get on with your life. Too much variety. Muscles don't have feelings, and shocking them isn't a real thing. Muscles respond to an increase in training stimulus over time. You literally have to make sure that they're working harder and harder over time to make sure that they get bigger and stronger. How do you expect to do that if you're always doing different exercises? You literally can't. No way to track. What gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed can be manipulated for growth. The reality is you can't convert the performance of one exercise into another. That means there's no real way of knowing if the incline bench press that you did this week was actually a progression on the flat bench press that you did last week, because they're different exercises. You're trying to compare apples and oranges. Skill. Building muscle and strength has a large dependence on your ability to perform a skill and build up the neurological feedback to your body of that given skill. In this instance, the skill is the exercise itself. So if your goal is to build muscle, you first have to learn and acquire the ability to best perform an exercise. Each week, you'll notice your ability to increase the given load of that exercise. Now, this adaptation is more so the building up of neurological feedback and memory than it is of you building new muscle tissue. But over time, with enough overload, you'll create a stimulus to merit the need for new muscle tissue, which is where we can build muscle. Sticking with an exercise longer can lend to this process happening more efficiently. If you are constantly switching from exercise to exercise, you'll constantly be restarting this process of adaptation to learning a new skill or exercise. Think you've got a pretty good handle on your training even without a program? Cool. So how many reps did you get on your third set of hamstring curls 2 weeks ago?
Wow.
What was the RIR on that set in particular? It doesn't matter how advanced a lifter you are, you do not know your body well enough to just wing it in the gym. You cannot possibly remember everything you did in one session unless you're recording it, which means you'll have no idea what to do next time, and there's next to no chance of making optimal progress if that's the case. So where should you start if you don't currently have a program to follow? Well, here's a 4-step guide to creating your own program. First, establish the number of training days you can comfortably commit to over time. Try to remove emotion from the equation here. You might be feeling motivated, say, right now, but if you can't see yourself comfortably maintaining the commitment, it's too much, plain and simple. You can always add in an extra day later on. Pick the exercises you're going to use in your program. If you can, try and make sure you're hitting each muscle group twice a week, even if you can only do so by performing 1 or 2 exercises for a muscle on any given day. I'll run through more on this next week. Then, go lift. Follow your program. If you can, try to make sure most of the sets you're doing are going all the way to or somewhere near muscular failure, ideally in the 6 to 12 rep range. Log every set you do on a spreadsheet so that the next time you do that session, you can look back on your performance from the previous session and use it as a benchmark. That way you can have the intention of getting better at that session every time you do it. Following this sequence of events will virtually guarantee that you make more progress in the gym than prior to following a program, as well as cutting down on time spent just figuring out what to do when you get to the gym. Alternatively, you can grab a copy of my strength training templates, which will do all of the above for you. They give you a clear plan of attack, an opportunity to get better at the exercises you're performing over time, and yes, they will serve as a map for you to get from where you are right now to making far more impressive gains in the future. If you want a copy, simply comment the word program down below and I'll shoot you a copy for free.